Hi guys, it's Phaedra and I am going to show you guys today how to make some colors. Okay, so I'm going to do a few videos like this just to show you how I make colors. So if you've purchased the lip gloss kit, you can know how to make colors. Okay, so we're going to go over step by step on what you need to do and how you can do it. Okay, all right. Okay guys, so we are about to make a color, okay? So I'm gonna go over with you what I have in front of me. So I've got like a pair of gloves. So you wanna get a pair of gloves, okay? I have some Post-it notes, little Post-it pads. So basically when you make your colors, you're gonna write down your recipe, okay? So this is how you're gonna keep track of what the recipe is, what color you made, so you can duplicate it in the future. Make sure you've got like a pen or a pencil, okay? And then today I'm gonna use the lip gloss base, okay? Lip gloss base, I have that. And in front of me, I have the white pigment. I've got wineberry. I've got magenta in front of me. I also have the carmine red frost, and I've got purple sky, okay? And then I've also got my moisture drops, okay? And you wanna make sure you've got your tubes in front of you and then your spatulas that you're gonna use. And I'm gonna show you how to use the scale. This is my lip gloss scale, so I'm gonna show you how to use this, okay? All right, so I'm gonna move this off to the side just a little bit. Okay, so first thing I want to do, I'm going to show you how to use the lip gloss scale with the liquid pigments, all right? So I'm going to start with the magenta, and granted, this is a color I'm just going to kind of make up, and we're going to see what we're going to get, okay? I probably made it before, just, you know, we're just going to try something a little different today because I'm going to add some of these in here, because a lot of times you want to know how can I make the color more intense. So that's what we're going to do. All right, so with magenta, remove your top, okay? So I'm going to put can you see this? Let me move this off to the side. All right, so this is 0.50, all right, which is right here in the middle, okay? So I'm gonna put a little bit, actually, you know what, for this, I wanna put my gloves on because sometimes this tends to get a little bit messy. So I'm gonna put gloves on for this one so I can really get in here and mix some colors up for you. Okay, so here we go. I'm gonna add color. You're gonna hold your bottle straight up and you're just gonna squeeze. Okay, squeeze it out until you get the circle full. Let it go just before it gets to the end because it's going to spread itself out. Okay, see that? Put my top back on. Okay, next up I'm going to use wineberry. Okay, I'm going to do the same amount, which is 50. Now I have a little bit of a sheet in front of it, so this allows me to move. Okay, this allows me to move in case I want to get another one right here. So which is what I'm going to do. I'm going to pull this back a little bit and I'm going to squeeze out wineberry right next to the magenta. Okay, and again I'm going to let it go right before it hits the outline because it's going to spread itself out. Okay, I'm going to put my top on. All right, so right now we got 2 of the 0.50. Okay, so, and what I want you to do now is just kind of write that down. All right, so I don't know if you guys can see me writing here. Move this out the way so you can see. So right now I put, I'll do 1 and then a parentheses, and then I do 0.50 of magenta. Okay, and then another 1 and then parentheses, and then I put 50 Wineberry. Okay, so this lets me know so far what I have on there. Okay, so this is how you keep track of your recipes. All right, so if I want to add more, then I'll just, you know, add more colors down underneath. Okay, so this is what I do. All right, so now what I'm going to do is mix these two colors together and see what I like. And you can kind of, you know, go however you want. If you want it a little bit lighter, you want it darker, you can be the judge. And again, if you want more of an intense color, you add more of the pigment colors, or you can add more frost. If you want to go lighter, you're going to add white. Okay. And again, if you want to add darker, you can add a darker color. Okay, so that's how you're going to use the scale. Now, what I'm going to show you now is, let's say we want to go a little lighter than this particular color right here. Then I'm just going to add a little bit of the white. So I'm going to add 0.125 of that. Okay, again, I'm going to write it down so I don't forget what I did. Okay, 0.125 of the white. Okay, now I'm going to mix this in. Let's see what I get. Okay. So it just lightens it up a little bit, and it depends on how much lighter you want it. You can add more white to it if you want to. Okay. All right, so that's how you're going to use the scale. Okay, now what you want to do next is you take your base. Okay, remember I told you before, when you use a microwave, okay, you are going to take off the cap. You're going to place the cap underneath and then place it in the microwave. Do not place it in the microwave as is. Remove the cap, place it underneath, and then place it into the microwave. So I'm going to put it in the microwave for about 10 seconds because I kind of want this to melt down just a little bit. And then we're going to kind of mix it onto the sheet here. Now, if you want, you can just do however many drops you want inside of the actual base. You can do that, but if you do, you need to count how many drops you're dropping, and you need to write it down. So if you want to do 3 drops, 1, 2, 3, you can do that. You don't have to use the scale. The scale just kind of helps you. So again, if you want to take the drops straight to the base, 1, 2, 3, however many you want, 4, 5, 6, you're going to write down you did 6 drops on your pad. Okay, so whatever you do, write it down so you can have your recipe. Okay, so again, we're going to put the top underneath. Now I'm going to put it in the microwave for about 10 seconds. Because what I want to do is just kind of melt down a little bit of the base so I can kind of mix. Okay, so that's 10 seconds. Just want to get it, okay? Want to get it a little soft. Take out the color. You can see that. Okay. So now I kind of made the base soft. So I can just kind of mix in the color a little bit. And so I'm just going to mix it around. Now, at this point, if you want to put some of the frost color in, you certainly can. And I'll show you how to do that. But usually with the frost, I usually take the frost and then I'll take the scoop and I'll dip right inside of there. So either way, you can do it. Okay, so mixing this up, so as you can see, this is kind of giving, I'll show you the color it's giving me. You see that? Okay, so it's like a really pretty like pink color, like a hot pink. Now again, if you wanted to add something to make it a little bit lighter, you can, or if you want to go darker, you can. Okay, so this is like a nice amount of intensity of color. I can kind of show you a little bit of what it looks like. Give me 1 second, let me grab one of my Q-tips. Okay, so got a few Q-tips here. Just want to show you what it looks like on my skin. All right. So this is where we're at now with the coloring and what it looks like, okay? All right. So I'm going to put this back into my jar. So pretty, so pretty. Okay. And when you're mixing this is why you want to wear gloves, because it tends to get a little messy. And then also too, if you're making it for a client, you know, you want to be as sanitary as possible. So a lot of times when I'm making these videos, I'm making them for me. And if you don't see me wearing gloves, that's why, because it's for me. So don't come for me and say, how come you're not wearing gloves? That's because when you see me making it, it's really for me or for display purposes. Okay, so here we go. So now I've got this back into the jar and I'm going to mix a little bit more, okay? As you can see, just want to mix it up really well. Okay, so it looks like it's mixed really well. And what I'm going to do now, this off to the side. Okay, so I'm going to add a little bit of the frost in there. Okay, so when you receive your frost, again, I don't know if you saw my other video, you are going to have a cap on here, okay? It does have like a little shaker, like a little, you know, a little shaker. Don't sprinkle them in, okay? Don't do that. So you need to remove this. This is only for shipping purposes, so it doesn't spill everywhere. So, okay, so you're gonna remove this cap. First of all, remove this cap, and then you're gonna remove the white cap, okay? So basically you're going to have this, all right? It's gonna be open like that. So once you do, okay, you've got your scoop spatula, all right? So I'm gonna do, let's see. Okay, I'm gonna do, and when you put, okay, when you put it into your jar, I usually level it off on the side, like so, okay? And then I do 1 scoop. I'm actually gonna do 2 of these, okay? Level it off. I'm gonna do 2 of those. Okay, I always like to put my caps back on just in case I don't knock them over. So I did Carmine Red. So I did 2 scoops of Carmine Red. Again, and remember, always write it down so you have your recipe. Okay, and I'm gonna do Purple Sky. Okay, dip it in, level it off on the side, like so. Okay, dip in, do another one, level it off. It's gonna look like this, and drop it in. Okay, put your cap back on. Write down your recipe. 2 purple sky. Okay, so now this is what you got. All right, you see that? Okay, so I am also going to put in, at this point, I'm going to put in my moisture drops, which is this little bottle right here. So I'm going to do like maybe 5 drops. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 5 drops. And then I stir. Okay, you just want to mix it up really well. And that purple sky is really coming through. You guys can see that. Just want to make sure it's mixed really well. So once you melt it down and it gets into the tube, it's going to be mixed really well and look nice. Okay, so stir it really well. Right now, this is what we're looking at. Okay. Okay, really pretty deep pink color. Okay. Okay, so at this point, I'm going to pop it back in the microwave. Okay, again, put your cap underneath like that. Okay, now you're gonna put it into the microwave. I don't know, like everyone's microwave is different, but I usually do mine at 30 seconds. 30 seconds is what you need. And you can kind of judge it from there. I mean, if you've got a different wattage, you know, if you got a lower wattage, then you can maybe leave it in a little bit longer. If your wattage is high, you want to keep an eye on it because you don't want it to, you know, you don't want the bottom of the base to melt. Okay, so and then always have your tube standing by so you can just, you know, drop it right in the tube. Okay, so we're gonna pull it out of the microwave. Okay, and then I always like to do one last stir again before I pour it. Okay, so the consistency basically is like milk. You can see that. All right. Okay, so here's my tube. Okay, get my tube ready. And then I start pouring. And you want to be really careful with it. I mean, I'm used to doing it. I've been doing it for years. So you just want to pour right over it. Okay. Now, very important. Okay. So for you guys, I don't know if you can see this. I hope you saw me pouring. I usually stop right underneath it. I don't know if you can see. Can you see that? There's a little gap in there. I put space in there so you can put your top on. Okay, so my washer is already on my top, so I don't have to take my finger and stick it in there. Okay, so my washer is already on my cap. So what I do now is I just put it inside, push down, and I turn. Push down and turn, and there you are. Wipe this off. There you go. Okay, beautiful. Okay, now if you have my square tube, it has the mirror on the back. Okay, so it does have a little bit of a clear plastic. So you're gonna remove that clear plastic before you give it to your client. So as you can see, it does have a mirror on the back. And there you are. There's a beautiful lip gloss. Okay, and then you just want to, you know, you want to wipe it off. If you want to use alcohol, you can, just so it looks nice and clean. But there it is. Okay, perfect. Okay guys, so what I want to show you now is I have taken my recipe that I wrote down as I wrote as I went on my little sticky, my little sticky notepad, okay? But I don't know if you guys saw my other video. So these are Avery labels, okay? They are circle labels. Number is 8293, Avery 8293. So what I have done, I have basically transferred whatever I wrote here onto the round label. So let me show you, okay? So I peel off my little round label. This is what it looks like, okay? So I write my recipe on my round label. As you can see, it is the same size as the top to the color that I just made. And then I put it right on top like so, okay? And then I keep this. And so basically if a client comes and I keep, she says, I like that color, my recipe is right here. And you know exactly what to do. And you can duplicate the same color for whatever client you want. It's perfect. Okay, again, it's Avery labels. I'll show it to you again. This is what it looks like. As you can see, they're, little round labels, and the number is 8293. Okay, there you go. You see that? 8293. Hope you guys can see it. Okay.